You see yourself as a person. Your dog does not. That may sound obvious at first, but it changes everything once you really sit with it. Because your dog is not looking at you through language, status, or the roles you think you play in daily life. They are not thinking owner, roommate, or even family in the human sense. They are building an entirely different picture. One made from scent, repetition, emotional patterns, and what your presence does to their body when you walk into a room. And the strange part is that most of the time, you never notice how differently they are seeing you. Because to your dog, you are not just a human being standing in their world. You are the center their world keeps reorganizing itself around. That is why so many dog behaviors feel simple on the surface, but stop feeling simple the second you ask what your dog believes is actually happening. Why do they calm down when you sit beside them? Why do they react to your mood before you say a word? Why does your return feel bigger to them than almost anything else in the day? Those moments are not random. They are clues. And once you understand what those clues point to, you start realizing your dog's view of you is far deeper, stranger, and more emotional than most people ever imagine. Humans trust their eyes first. Dogs do not. Long before your dog registers your face, they are registering your chemical identity, which means the version of you they know best is not visual at all. It is the smell of your skin, your clothes, your home, and even the tiny changes in scent that happen when your emotional state shifts. That is why your dog can recognize you from things that seem meaningless to you, and why your presence lingers for them in ways it never could for another human. When you leave, your dog is not just missing your body in the room. They are missing the invisible signature that told their nervous system exactly who was there. So in your dog's mind, you are not first a face. You are a living scent pattern that means something. Most people assume dogs read isolated signals, a voice, a gesture, a routine. But what your dog is often reading is bigger than that. They are reading atmosphere. The tension in the room when you are stressed. The looseness in your body when you are calm. The way your pace changes when your mind is heavy, even if you are trying to hide it. Your dog does not need the story behind your emotion to react to it. They respond to the emotional climate itself. Which means that from their perspective, you are not emotionally neutral. You are influential. You shift the entire feeling of the environment simply by the state you are in. And over time, your dog learns your internal weather so well that they begin responding to it before you fully notice it yourself. There is a reason your dog can be unsettled in a new place, then soften the second they reconnect with you. It is not because you remove the uncertainty around them. It is because, in their mind, your presence changes how threatening that uncertainty feels. To your dog, safety is not just a location. It is relational. A room can be unfamiliar and still manageable if you are there. A walk can be exciting, but still anchored if they can orient back to you. Even rest becomes deeper when they believe someone reliable is holding the edges of the world together. That is why many dogs keep checking where you are, even when they seem busy with something else. They are not being clingy in those moments. They are stabilizing their map. People sometimes imagine that dogs view humans as odd-looking pack members, but their behavior suggests something more layered than that. Dogs interact with other dogs one way and with humans another. The difference is too consistent to ignore. Your dog does not expect you to move like a dog, smell like a dog, or communicate like a dog. They already know you are something else. But instead of making the bond weaker, that difference may make you more significant. You are a separate kind of being with unusual power over the world. You open doors, control access, change routines, bring resources, alter the emotional tone of the home. In your dog's experience, that does not make you a peer. It makes you a category all your own. Your dog is not following a single idea of who you are. They are building a model. The sound of your steps before they see you. The way you put on shoes when you are leaving. The version of your voice that means warmth, urgency, or impatience. The hours of the day when certain things normally happen. All of this becomes part of how your dog predicts you. And prediction matters more than most owners realize. Because when your dog can predict you, they can relax around you. They know what your movements mean, what your rituals lead to, and how to fit themselves into the shape of the day with you inside it. That is not just recognition. That is relationship, built through repetition. Affection is only part of the bond. What often matters even more is regulation. When your dog comes close during uncertainty, settles beside you after excitement, or relaxes more deeply in your presence, they are not only seeking love, they are using the relationship to return to balance. In other words, you help organize their body as much as their emotions. That changes how many everyday behaviors should be understood. Following you, leaning against you, resting where they can hear you, even watching you from across the room can all be ways of staying connected to the one thing that helps their internal state feel more manageable. So your dog does not only think, "I like this person." Often, on a much deeper level, they are experiencing, "I function better when this person is near." Up to this point, it might seem like your dog sees you mainly as safety, familiarity, and structure. But that still does not reach the deepest part, because your dog is not only using you to understand the world around them, they are also using you to understand what place they have inside that world. And that is where this becomes more emotional than most people realize, because dogs are not just asking, "What is happening around me?" They are also asking in their own way, "Am I still connected? Am I still included? Is the bond still there?" The human they trust most becomes part of the answer to all three. Dogs are social animals, which means belonging is never a small issue for them. They are constantly reading where they stand, whether connection is available, and whether the bond feels stable. That is why rejection feels so powerful to them, and why even brief moments of warm reconnection can matter so much. From your dog's point of view, you are not just someone they happen to live with. You are one of the main answers to the question, "Am I secure here?" The look they give when you return, the relief in their body when contact is restored, the way they settle once you are near again, all of it suggests that your dog experiences you as proof that their place in the world is still intact. And that may be one of the most important things any living being can represent to another. Once you begin to see your dog this way, a lot of their behavior stops looking cute in the casual sense and starts feeling much more profound. Their attention, their closeness, their need to orient toward you, even the quiet way they monitor your mood, all point to the same truth. Your dog is not simply living beside a human. They are living in relationship to a presence they experience as safety, structure, emotional gravity, and home. And if that is how your dog sees you during the day, then one question becomes impossible to ignore. What does it mean when they choose to sleep beside you at night in their most vulnerable state, over and over again? That is exactly what we are going to uncover next. And if your dog sleeps with you, they're trying to tell you this. Because once you understand how your dog sees you, the meaning of where they sleep starts to feel completely different.